Folks, every citizen of every country deserves the right to have access to nature, to have access to public parks, to have access to the land that they live on. Because, when they say democracy, democracy actually means that the power lays on the people. Hey folks, John here. Thank you for tuning in and welcome back once again to This World My Take, your go-to space if you want to get the headlines meet in real life. How you guys doing, folks? I hope that you're having a good week so far. It is Tuesday and I pray that God bless you in everything you do. Folks, now before we do get started talking about public land sell-offs by the current administration and some of the people in the GOP party, I want us to think about helping the platform now. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and turn on your notification, and give us that thumbs up, folks, so that the YouTube algorithm can understand and see what we're trying to do here. I appreciate you, and God bless you. Now, let's get into the reason why we're here, folks. So, I talked about the right of every citizen to access public lands. I talked about every citizen has the need to always go out to nature. Think about it. If you want to go fishing somewhere, you have the right. You should have the right to go to. If you want to go camping somewhere, take your kids, watch the skyline, take your kids, maybe see wildlife, birds, bird watching, all of those things. You should have the right to as a citizen of this beautiful country. But folks, it seems as if with Donald Trump in office, and the Republican Party and those in Congress, these things might be far-fetched for you and me as citizens of this beautiful country. Now, folks, I know that during Donald J. Trump's first term, he did actually push for the selling off of public land, like the offloading of public land to private individuals. These private individuals, of course, are those people that could buy these lands and turn them into resort park, something that you would have to pay to access. Whereas where they are today, an average citizen can just walk in, go hiking, go camping, go bird watching, just watch the animals, But these people do not want that. Why? Because we all know that politicians in this country, they are in the pocket of some of these donors who pay them, and then they try to push policies that will benefit the donors, not the American citizen. This is crazy. Land should be something that every citizen has the right, that every citizen can actually access without getting into trouble. But when you start offloading some of these public lands to private individuals, of course, in most cases, it's always the billionaires, the rich one, the top elites who buy hectares and hectares of these lands, and then they turn it into like profitable things, especially those that are interested in doing the oil drilling, the energy system. It is crazy, folks. Now, I want to talk about this article for a while back of the Utah Senator man, Mike Lee, who says that it is time for the government to start offloading some public lands that will solve housing situation in America. Now, I don't know about what this man is drunk smoking, but I do not understand how this man would think that offloading some of these lands so that these rich people, some of whom are his donors, can buy is actually going to help the situation with housing. These folks will just build more houses and put more high rent, and this is just crazy. But this goes to show you once again, folks, that politics in America is a dirty game. Like some of you folks might not have known this, but it has always been this way. Now, I'm not pointing a finger at one party because both politicians in both parties are actually in the payroll of some of these donors who are looking to buy this public land. Now, let me say this, folks. I want to read from ProPublica, which actually this notification came out. That was in June. A crowd of about 2,000 people surrounding the El Dorado Hotel and Spa in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where members of President Trump's cabinet had come to for a meeting of the Western Governor Association. Not for sale, the crowd boomed. Not 1 acre. There were ranchers and writers in attendance, as well as employees of Los Alamos National Laboratory, all of whom used public land to hike, hunt, fish. Now, inside the hotel ballroom where the governors had gathered, Michelle Lohan Grisham, the New Mexico governor, apologized for the noise, but not the message. New Mexicans are really loud. Let me say this. You know that when these people start offloading these lands, the average American citizen is not going to have the money and the means to buy some of these lands. They are going to turn it into a profit-making machine. Heck, some might start drilling on some of these lands because that's what they definitely will buy these lands for. Now, let me continue reading the article. On the street, one side read defend public lands with an image of an assault rifle. Others bore creative and bilingual profanities directed at Trump. Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum, who oversees most of the country's public acreage, and Senator Mike Lee, the Republican for Utah, who on June 11 had proposed a large-scale sell-off of public lands. Lee, who chairs the Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources, was not in Santa Fe, so the crowd focused on Burgum, who earlier that afternoon had addressed the governors about energy dominance and artificial intelligence. Show your face, the crowd chanted, but he had already departed the hotel through a back door. That night, a hunting group projected an image of him on the exterior wall of the hotel, boggled by Burgum. It read, folks, let me say this. The people have the power to change the narrative of politics in any country. The people have the right to be able to go hunting, go fishing, do whatever they please with the land that they have in their country. This should be for the people. It should not be that a club of political elites with money, just because they are wealthy, can deprive the majority of people from these lands. I want to end this vlog by asking you, do you think that this Republican Party and this senator from Utah is in the pocket of some of those donors who are already ready to buy some of these lands, these public lands, once they start offloading these lands? Or do you think that this man is doing it because he genuinely thinks that is going to help the average America or the Utah citizen? I want you to let me know down the comment section, folks. This world is complicated. We will keep talking about it. Stay blessed.